Far, far away behind the mountains and under the shade of clouds, there was a deep forest. This forest was called the Forest of Cleverness. Right in the middle of this forest was a big blue lake. Its water was so clear that the clouds in the sky and the sun could be seen shining inside it. Many animals lived in this forest. King Lion Sultan, clever fox Laila, elephant Bholu, little bird Chinti, monkey Miku, deer Pari, and many other big and small animals. Some were friends, some were enemies. Some were very clever and some were very simple and innocent. This forest always followed one rule. Whoever harms someone, their matter will be decided by everyone together. But with time, cleverness, enmity, jealousy and fear also began to grow in the forest. It was early morning. The air was cool. A light mist was rising from the water. Little bird Chinti was sitting at the edge of the lake, cleaning her wings. Chinti looked up at the sky, smiled softly and said, Ya Allah, let today be good for everyone. I want to learn something new today. She spread her wings, took a small round flight, then came back and bent down to sip water from the lake. At that very moment, a heavy voice came from the other side of the lake. Chinti, oh Chinti! She jumped in fear. Who's there? Then she saw Bholu the elephant with his long trunk dipped into the water, drinking, and the voice was coming from him. Bholu said, Hey, it's me Bholu. Why did you get so scared? Chinti started laughing. Bholu, your voice is like thunder. If I didn't get scared, what else would I do? Bholu smiled. Well, it's good sometimes. Fear can bring a little sense too.
They were both sitting and talking when suddenly a rustling sound came from the bushes behind them. Chinti whispered, Shh! Someone is coming! Out of the bushes came a slim, red-colored fox. There was a sparkle in her eyes, a constant smile on her face, and inside her mind, an entire world of cleverness. This was Laila the fox. In a sweet voice, Laila said, Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. Chinti bowed her head a little and replied, Walaikum salam, Sister Laila. Bholu also nodded his head to return the greeting. Laila asked, What are you two doing here so early in the morning? Bholu replied, We're just enjoying the morning. You tell us, what brings you here? Laila looked up at the sky and said, I always think this lake is so beautiful. But peace in the forest is slowly disappearing. Everyone suspects someone. Everyone is afraid of someone. I feel like we need to do something, Chinti asked innocently. What do we need to do, Sister Laila? With a light smile, Laila said, something that everyone will remember, and from which everyone will learn that cleverness is important, but honesty and friendship are just as important. Bholu didn't fully understand, but he thought, Laila is definitely planning something. The most powerful and fearsome, yet justice-loving animal in the forest was Lion Sultan, the king. His den was a big cave on a hill, a little distance from the lake. His roar made all animals freeze in their places. That afternoon, Sultan came out of his cave and walked towards the lake. With him were a few cheetahs, who were considered his guards. Sultan roared loud,
Today there will be an assembly of the forest. Gather all the animals by the lake. His voice echoed through the forest. By evening, many animals had gathered around the lake. Deer Pari with her baby, monkey Miku hanging from a tree, camel, bear, chameleon Rangu, partridge, crow, everyone. Lion Sultan climbed onto a rock and sat there. He roared and said, Today a very serious problem has occurred. Monkey Miku is accused of stealing food that was kept for Deer Pari's child. Everyone gasped, Oh no! With tears in her eyes, Pari stepped forward and said, King Sultan, I had kept fruits and rice on a rock for my child. When I went to drink water and came back, it was all gone. Only monkey Miku's paw prints were there. Miku shouted loudly, That's a lie! I didn't steal anything! I was practicing my dancing in the trees! Crow, who always spread news and gossip, flew in and said, I saw you near that rock, Miku. Miku got nervous but still said, I was just passing by. I didn't eat anything. Sultan growled. Stealing is the biggest crime in this forest. But the law of the forest says we also need proof. We will not decide the punishment immediately. Laila, who had been silently watching everything, stepped forward and said, King Sultan, if you allow me, I have an idea. Let's solve this problem with cleverness and wisdom. Otherwise, hatred will keep increasing. Sultan asked, What is your idea? Laila asked for a small stage to be built. Near the middle of the lake, a small wooden stage was made. Bholu carried the logs, Miku tied the ropes on top, Pari collected leaves. Night began to fall. The moonlight shone over the lake. Laila said, Tonight, we will all watch a play here. From this play,
we will discover the truth. All the animals sat in a circle. Monkey Miku started goofing around on the tree. Hanging upside down, making funny faces, swinging by his tail, copying bird sounds, the little animals laughed so much they almost fell over.
Bear patted his belly and said, "Whether this monkey is a thief or not, he is definitely a great comedian." Everyone laughed. Then Laila changed her voice and said, "But now comes the scary part." She took a big stick, covered it with black leaves and mud, and made a black magic stick. In a deep voice, Laila announced, "This is a magic stick. Whoever is the thief, the moment they touch this stick in the darkness of night, a red mark will appear on their hand." All the animals opened their mouths and said, "Ooh!" The little ones got a bit scared. Laila continued, "All the animals will go one by one in the dark, touch the magic stick, and come back. In the morning, we will check everyone's hands. The one whose hands have no mark is innocent. The one with the mark is the thief." Cold sweat ran down Miku's back. The truth was, Laila hadn't put any magic on the stick at all. It was just mud. This was a game of the mind. Night grew deeper. Each animal took its turn going into the darkness, touching the stick, and coming back. "There's mud on my tiny fingers, and on Bholu's big hands too. But there's nothing on Miku's hands. Isn't that the sign of the thief?" Laila turned to Miku and said, "If you were innocent, you would have done what everyone else did. You would have gone and touched the stick. But you were so scared that you didn't touch it at all. This proves you were running away from the truth." Lion Sultan's roar shook the forest. "Miku, you not only stole, you also lied and made fun of the law of the forest. You must be punished." Miku started crying. "Please forgive me. I was hungry and alone. That's why I stole. I thought if I take a little bit of food, it won't matter." Dear Pari wiped her tears and said, "All of us feel hungry sometimes, but stealing is still wrong." Bholu said, "You could have been a hero for the children of the forest. Instead, you did something that broke everyone's trust." Now Sultan had two choices: throw Miku out of the forest or give him a chance to change. Laila said, "King Sultan, if we only give punishment for every mistake, hatred will grow in the forest. But if we give a chance to improve, friendship and honesty will grow." Sultan thought for a while and said, "Fine, Miku will not be thrown out of the forest, but he will receive the punishment of improvement."
Miku asked. Punishment of improvement? Sultan replied. For the next 10 days, you will collect food for all the weak animals in the forest. Water from the lake, fruits from the trees, grains from the ground, and you will ask forgiveness from everyone. Tears of gratitude filled Miku's eyes. I agree. I want to change. At night, when everyone went to sleep, a strange sound started coming from the lakeside. Hoo, hoo, ha, ha. The little animals got scared. Chinti covered her ears in her tiny nest. One night, Laila decided she would find out where this sound came from. She quietly went towards the lake. The wind was strong, trees were shaking. Waves moved in the water. In the middle of the lake, two round, glowing eyes appeared. Laila bravely asked, "Who are you?" A voice answered, "I am the guardian of the lake." Surprised, Laila asked, "Guardian of the lake? But we've never heard your name before." He replied, "I sleep in the day and stay awake at night. I watch who uses the water properly, who makes it dirty, and who wastes it." Laila asked, "Then why are you scaring everyone?" With a sad voice, he said, "I don't scare them, I warn them. Some animals in the forest are polluting the lake, throwing trash into it. If this continues, the lake will fall sick, and with it, the whole forest." Laila said, "Tomorrow, call everyone here. We will talk about this in front of all." The next morning, all the animals gathered at the lake. From the water came a big turtle. His name was Kaka Turtle. Kaka said, "I've lived in this lake since I was little. Once, the water here was crystal clear. Nowadays, fruit peels, leaves, trash, and sometimes even bones float here. Water is also being wasted. If we don't take care, one day this lake might dry up." All the animals lowered their heads in shame. Bholu said, "Sometimes while bathing, I stir up the mud too much. Forgive me, Kaka." Kaka smiled and said, "Mud doesn't make the lake sick. Trash does. All of you will have to work together to clean it."
Sultan made a new law. From today, there is a new rule of the forest. No one will throw trash into the lake. Every week we will celebrate cleaning day. Whoever harms the lake must apologize in front of everyone. Everyone shouted, "We agree!" On cleaning day, many funny scenes happened. Miku was hanging upside down and sweeping, broom below, monkey above. Dust flew into his face and everyone burst into laughter. Bholu tried to spray water with his trunk to help clean, but by mistake, he poured it all over Laila. Laila became soaked and looked like a tiny wet kitten. Everyone laughed again. Little Chinti wore a tiny pretend shoe and acted like she was pushing the trash. All the kids loved it. But in the forest, there was not only friendship, but also enmity and mischief. There lived a chameleon named Rangu. Rangu would show a different color and say different things to everyone. He enjoyed making others fight. One day, Rangu went to Miku and said,
Miku, do you know? Laila was telling King Sultan that you are still a thief. You're just pretending to be good.
Miku's face turned red.
What? Can Laila really say that?
Then Rangu went to Laila and said,
Laila, do you know? Miku is saying that you interfere in everyone's matters so you can become the queen of the forest. Laila thought, something is wrong. Someone is definitely playing games behind our backs. Doubt began to grow. Then one day, in anger, Miku said to Laila, "You insulted me in front of everyone, and now you still keep talking bad about me." Laila was shocked. Me? I didn't say anything like that. This all sounds like someone's trick. Come, let's clear this in front of everyone. The next morning, all the animals gathered at the lake again. Laila arranged another little play. Chinti played the role of Miku, Partridge played Laila, and the crow acted as Rangu.
In the play, the crow, acting as Rangu, said, "I am Rangu. I will go to everyone, tell them different things, make them fight, and then enjoy the show from far away." All the animals laughed, but the real Rangu's color started to fade. After the play, Laila asked the real Rangu, "Did you not go to Miku and tell him lies about me, and then come to me and tell lies about him?" At first, Rangu tried to escape with a lie, then said, "I was just joking." King Sultan roared, "A joke that turns friendship into enmity is not a joke. In the forest, we call that troublemaking." All the animals said, "That's right." Rangu got scared. "Forgive me, I used to get bored, so I enjoyed making others fight." Laila said, "If you truly want to change, then your job from now on will be the opposite. Wherever you see two animals fighting, you will help them make peace. Wherever there is doubt, you will help clear the truth." Rangu bowed his head and said, "I will try." Time passed. Now, the forest of Cleverness had changed. Lion Sultan was a king not only of strength, but of justice. Laila the fox used her cleverness with honesty. Miku the monkey stopped stealing and started helping everyone. Bholu the elephant became like an elder brother to all. Chinti the little bird reminded everyone, being small is not weakness if your mind is big.
Kachua the turtle became known as the true guardian of the lake, and Rangu the chameleon left gossiping behind and learned the meaning of real friendship. One evening, the sun was setting. The water of the lake had turned orange. Chinti, Miku, Laila, Bholu, Rangu and Pari were all sitting by the lake, watching the sunset. Softly, Chinti said, "Have you all noticed? The forest is still the same, but it feels so different now." Miku smiled. "Yes, before I only wanted to enjoy the fun alone. Now I want to share happiness with everyone." Laila looked up at the sky and said, "In the forest, there will always be enemies. Sometimes people, sometimes wind, sometimes water, sometimes darkness. But if we use cleverness, wisdom, honesty and friendship, then no enemy can last for long." Bholu said, "And if someone makes a mistake, before throwing them out, we should give them a chance to improve, just like Miku and Rangu got." Rangu said shyly, "I still change my colors, but now I don't change my heart." Kachua turtle popped his head out of the lake and said, "Remember, the lake is the life of this forest. Whoever protects the lake protects themselves." All the animals together touched the lake water with their hands, trunk, paws or wings and gently splashed it, as if making a promise, "We will take care of the forest, the lake
and each other. From far away, a small bird sang. Friendship, honesty, cleverness, together they make a beautiful life. And in this way, the forest of cleverness became a place where there was friendship, laughter, a little bit of fear, and a whole lot of wisdom. The end.